I mean, you heard the legal part. I want to ask the political question. What Congress Party and Supriya and all have been arguing is, how come the ED, the IT, CBI never go after BJP MPs or BJP leaders or leaders who were from other parties who joined the BJP against whom there were corruption allegations, whether it's a Hemanta Biswa Sarma, whether it's a Mukul Roy, whether it's a Suvendu Adhikari. Somehow they seem to be holier than the Ganga, whereas all the opposition parties and their leaders are the ones who are targeted by the enforcement agencies.
Zaka, to my understanding, this complaint against the National Herald also started with a private complaint. I'm sure that every fourth leader in Congress is a lawyer. They have a battery of lawyers in the party. They can go against and file a complaint against these people and follow in the courts of law. I think that is not an argument that because the five people are corrupt or seems to be corrupt, you can't probe, you can't do the investigation against the Rahul Gandhi or against the Sonia Gandhi. What kind of argument is that? In fact, just 2 days back, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary liked ED, liked CBI and written a letter to Mamata Banerjee that they should remove Partha Chatterjee from the party. So I think their ED CBI becomes fine, but when they interrogate the Rahul Gandhi and the Sonia Gandhi and other legal luminaries very brightly explained the case, they are not even part of the complying with the investigation. Then the street, then no, you can't even. You can do all the hodgepodge, you can do multiple companies, you can give loan in 50 lakh, you can write off a 90 crore rupee loan to, and Supriya Sinergy said, no, it's not a 2,000 crore rupees crime they have done. They have done a 359 crore rupees crime. Okay, that's fine. But you can't probe them. I think that's the problem we have.
Okay. Hemant Atri, just to take this forward, I think one of the points that I want to take this forward, one of the points that the lawyer made, Mr. Sankla made, is that there was an obvious conflict of interest. Taking the point that he made further, there was an obvious conflict of interest when you have 76% of a not-for-profit Section 25 company owned by Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, and the remaining 25% owned by two other loyalists who are not there with us anymore. In the case of Mr. Vora, who used to be the long-time treasurer of the party, he was involved in all three entities. He was part of AJL, he was a shareholder and a director at Young India, and of course, he was a treasurer of the AICC, which had lent 90 crores to AJL. I mean, in the private sector, this would be called conflict of interest, a textbook case of conflict of interest.
Zaka, I hope I have listened to everybody for good 22 minutes. I hope that you will give me at least 2 minutes uninterrupted. See, brother, the thing is, what is happening around? If it is such a serious case as my esteemed lawyer friend was saying, why Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi scot-free till date? It was investigated, investigation started in 2014. It is 8 years hence, on 31st of July, 8 years will be completed. Why are they scot-free till date in a zero-tolerance government like Modi at the top, at the helm of the affairs? Point number one. Point number two, the kind of discussion that is happening around, something very disturbing. All these political parties, Zaka, they are political opponents. They are not enemies. If there is some investigation going on, every investigating agency has a right to get into the depths of the thing, details of the thing. My point is something else. Say about a year back or so, they investigated and interrogated Mr. Robert Vadra also. Can you please tell me where is that case now? Has he been arrested or proven guilty? What is ED doing since 1955 till date? What is their conviction rate? Zaka, it is not the issue. See, we are a mature democracy. We are the largest democracy of the world. The kind of things that are happening on the roads, we are not a banana republic. Today, all those MPs who were protesting, everybody has a right to protest peacefully. Were they making any meanings on that? They were not allowed to go to Rajghat also. You please arrest everybody who is there. No problems. But there is a certain decorum and way of handling things and people. The way AICC president was, they held him from the hair. Is it something, is a civilized society that allows? My point is something very different, Zaka. These things should be investigated and investigated properly with not a lot of political noise.
Okay.
See, this is Zaka, a white collar crime. It's not a like 302 case, 302 murder case, wherein you have to, recover many things. It's a black and white on paper crime, if at all it has happened. See, so unless and until you want to get into the depth of it, and you were not able to make into 8 years, why today? Zaka, these questions will arise, my dear brother.
Okay.
Now the thing is, how Congress takes it. Now the problem comes in a very different way. If they make a hue and cry, you and me ask why they are doing it. If they don't come out on the road, we ask why they are coming on the roads. My point is something very different. In a democratic setup, there are two parts. One is ruling and other one is opposition.
Yeah.
Now, if at all the Congress party is coming on the roads, maybe on a wrong pretext, let me suffice that. They are coming on a wrong pretext for the very simple reason. There are n number of issues which are relating to the masses at large in this country, maybe unemployed, maybe n number of things. Why they are not protesting on that? Why on this?
Okay.
So,
Shantanu wanted to make a quick
neutral-
rebuttal, then I'll go to Supriya. Yeah. All right. Shantanu, quickly, please.
Zaka, my limited point is, I think he's saying police should be more humane. I think we all agree police in India from West Bengal to Rajasthan, from Chhattisgarh to Kerala should be more humane. But that does not absolve that Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi should
Not be called for questioning. Okay.
Why don't
should
you
not be
arrest
called
them?
for questioning.
Okay.
Why don't you arrest
No,
them?
no, no. Arrest happens if in the course of an investigation they find a person
lodge
not
an
to be
FIR then.
cooperating. Then yes, then arrest happens. But anyway, Supriya.